If you need to quickly write and format a digital document today, Markdown is the undisputed default choice. You see it everywhere. It powers GitHub README files, Reddit comments, and the majority of basic wiki platforms. Its success comes from a primitive syntax. You type an asterisk, you get a bullet point. It allows you to transfer thoughts straight from your brain to the keyboard without hunting through formatting menus. But you eventually hit a severe friction point when you try to scale that simple syntax into a technical manual or a structured book. Authors inevitably hit a threshold. This is the exact moment a project suddenly requires complex tables, footnotes, or warning callouts. This is where the workflow breaks down. To get advanced features, authors inject raw HTML directly into their text or adopt a platform's custom variation. These custom variations destroy portability. A document written for one platform often renders completely broken on another. Markdown's primitive nature allows beginners to start writing immediately, but that exact same trait makes it a structural liability for enterprise-scale documentation. There is a 25-year-old plaintext standard designed to solve this exact problem, AsciiDoc. It was originally created as a plaintext alternative to DocBook XML. DocBook XML is an extensive markup language used heavily in technical publishing to structure complex documents. Unlike Markdown, which was built for quick web notes, AsciiDoc was engineered from day one for rigorous, multi-page print and web publishing. This creates a clear trade-off. You have to decide between Markdown's immediate out-of-the-box compatibility and AsciiDoc's standardized, heavy-duty toolchain. To understand that trade-off, we have to look at how both languages handle syntax. Markdown lacks a universal governing specification. There is no single rule-built book that dates exactly how every feature should render. This comparison shows the result. On the left, Markdown is fractured into incompatible versions like Original, GFM, and Extra. On the right, AsciiDoc operates under one strictly unified parsing standard. As the table shifts to code inputs, AsciiDoc handles elements like multi-column tables using native syntax blocks, while Markdown relies on raw HTML. To access this power, you have to actively unlearn the Markdown habits you've built up over the years. Because it supports these advanced features, the raw plain text of an AsciiDoc file appears slightly more cluttered to the naked eye. AsciiDoc sacrifices the immediate visual simplicity of the raw text file to guarantee an identical, perfect rendered output on any platform. AsciiDoc operates more like a software project than a traditional document, adopting what is often called the docs as code approach. It relies heavily on document attributes. These are custom variables placed strictly at the header of an AsciiDoc file. This network visualization illustrates the scaling impact. Updating a single URL at the top of a root file instantly populates that new value across hundreds of connected pages. It also utilizes an include directive. As the visualization shifts, external code snippet files act as inputs, merging directly into a master document node. Using this single sourcing method introduces a specific architectural trade-off. If a user views the raw AsciiDoc file on a basic platform like GitHub, they will only see a broken reference link pointing to the include directive rather than the text itself. Using these features forces an author to adopt a compilation mindset, removing the simple WYSIWYG writing experience. WYSIWYG stands for What You See is What You Get, an interface where the editing view matches the final output. AsciiDoc treats documentation exactly like software architecture. It prioritizes centralized maintenance and accuracy over a casual, immediate reading experience. To actually access AsciiDoc's professional features, you must use its mandatory processing engine, Asciidoctor. This specific toolchain enables high-end professional outputs, such as automated docbook generation and natively rendered plant UML diagrams. Plant UML is an open-source tool that allows users to create complex architectural diagrams from a plain text language. But this system comes with a tax. Authors are no longer just writing text. They have to maintain a build pipeline, install dependencies, and configure specific IDE extensions. This quadrant chart plots effort versus impact. Markdown sits squarely in the top left quadrant, representing low setup effort but low publishing power. The chart then plots AsciiDoc in the top right quadrant, representing a high setup effort that yields maximum publishing power. The true barrier to adopting AsciiDoc is not learning a slightly different syntax. It is committing to the engineering environment required to process it. This scorecard matrix compares the trade-off between immediate, universal simplicity and professional publishing infrastructure across 3 different user personas. The time-poor generalist or solo blogger should strictly remain with Markdown. Forcing AsciiDoc's toolchain onto a simple GitHub README or a personal Obsidian vault yields 0 return on investment and introduces unnecessary friction. However, scaling engineering teams relying on HTML hacks and struggling with manual multi-page updates should migrate to AsciiDoc. The absolute tipping point for this migration is a hard requirement for professional, multi-page PDF exports and single-sourced code blocks. Your choice between the 2 languages should be dictated entirely by your final required delivery format, rather than a personal preference for the syntax.